What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. Interesting news coming out of the From Software building and fans of Game of Thrones. That's right, the Dark Souls of Game of Thrones games. Game of Thrones games might be coming out. That's right. I want to offer a quick word from this video sponsor, World of Warships, a game I'm really looking forward to playing with all of you on a live stream coming up very soon. If you're not aware of what World of Warships is, let me tell you a little bit about the game. First, World of Warships is a free-to-play game. It's called the Thinking Man's action game because it is the perfect blend between exciting action and deep strategy gameplay. Secondly, it's highly detailed and is a absolutely huge game. With World of Warships, you can command a massive naval fleet featuring some of history's most iconic war vessels, including the USS Indianapolis. Unlock new ships as you prepare to dominate the oceans in the World of Warships. Weather affects the way each battle is, and it allows you to change the techniques of the game, with each ship being hyper accurate to the real thing. Each battle will make you feel like you're there. And also, the game always has something new to check out. Each week, there is something new to experience with a steady cadence of new missions, game updates, and events to keep your friends engaged for hours on end. And guess what? If you use code PlayLangley2019, you will be getting 1 million credits as well as 250 doubloons to start the game. Over 30 million players worldwide, over 300 highly detailed ships from over 10 nations. Use my link in the description below to score yourself some free doubloons. Get in the game and battle me today. Game of Thrones creator George R.R. Martin, rumored to be working on a new game from Dark Souls developers. Yikes. So not only will we have everyone complaining about how the game ends, but everyone will also be complaining about how difficult it was. Game of Thrones creator George R.R. Martin has been working with a Japanese studio on an unannounced video game that many believe is being developed by From Software, the Dark Souls creator. Reports of this collaboration have been floating around for quite some time, but it isn't until recently that Martin himself confirmed via a blog post that he has consulted on a video game out of Japan. In and of itself, the most interesting thing of the bit of information is that most games based on A Song of Fire, Ice and Game of Thrones have been developed in the West. Now, I want to be first on record that I am interested in this game. If it exists, if it is an open world Game of Thrones game, just even like set in that universe or that kind of era would be awesome. All right. It doesn't have to follow the show. It doesn't necessarily have to follow the books. In fact, if it doesn't, if it just has a lot of the same characters and some of the things going on in terms of a campaign mode, I would be into that. That's right. I would be into it. I think, just like Star Wars, Game of Thrones would be ripe for this game. Now, while the details concerning the nature of this game's collaboration are thinner, a source claims to be close to the development has told Gematsu, that the project is being internally referenced to as GR and has been in development for the last 3 years. The same report suggests that it will be medieval-themed open-world game featuring horse riding, several kingdoms that can teach the player various skills. Make it happen. Now, you might be saying, we kind of already have the Elder Scrolls, which is kind of a valid point. This game would have to differentiate itself. I just mean in timeline, obviously. The idea of riding around on a horse and dealing with dragons and that kind of stuff. This is not foreign to the gaming community, so I'd be interested to see exactly how From Software figures out a way to differentiate itself. Now, yes, if it is more Game of Thrones, if it is just an open world medieval game with Game of Thrones skin on top of it, it will be wildly disappointing, I think, for Game of Thrones fans. But if From Software's history is anything to go off of, it'll probably still be a really great game overall. If they can find a way to truly differentiate its gameplay from Game of Thrones or from other similar medieval open world games, I think maybe having some RTS built in might be really interesting. If you have some big battles, kind of real-time strategy battles set up to go, that might be interesting. The Elder Scrolls is so good. I'm not sure that people would, and maybe I'm wrong, I mean, never underestimate people's appetite for a type of game that they really love. A lot of people are talking about Amazon's the New World or whatever it's called. And everyone said, "Oh, everyone's kind of over these survival games," and I don't think so. I think there's still a huge community of people that are really looking forward to that game, and I, for one, think it looks pretty cool. And when we look at, for example, the recent revival of WoW Classic, people said, "Hey, gamers don't want WoW Classic." Well, turns out they do. So maybe there'll be a bunch of articles talking about how gamers don't want Game of Thrones made by From Software, and we could be onto something. Interestingly, the source also indicates that the project will be formally revealed during Microsoft's E3 2019 press conference. That means we're going to get an answer very soon. The project will be an Xbox. It seems unlikely that the project will be an Xbox exclusive, but we wouldn't rule out that possibility, as considering how aggressively Microsoft has been pursuing exclusives as of late. Yeah, everyone loves that. Now, I get it. You have to have a reason to sell consoles, and I think one of the big reasons the Xbox One didn't do so well is it didn't have the exclusives at launch, but the Xbox One hardware is, I think, has been more future-proof than PlayStation 4, and I pick no sides here. While Martin fans may not be thrilled to learn that he has been devoting so much attention outside projects as Song of Fire and Ice, books remain notably unfinished. That the project does sound exciting and may just be the thing to help people get over this post-Game of Thrones blues. Now, GameSpot also talked about it. It looks like the developer of Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Sekiro is working on a new game with the help of the Song of Fire and Ice author, George R.R. Martin. Why don't you recognize... Oh, it's up here. Okay. Now, the original story incorrectly stated that From Software's rumored new title could be a Game of Thrones game. Martin himself has only confirmed that he did, quote, some consulting work for a new game developed in Japan. What's more, the rumor is that Martin is working with From Software on a video game project of some kind, but not necessarily a Game of Thrones game. GameSpot regrets that error. Now, this just happens. I think issuing corrections is a good thing. I'm not sure what the actual truth of the matter will be. Would I be interested in a Game of Thrones open world game that was done right from the people From Software? Yes. However, maybe they were just bringing George R.R. Martin in for some story work, some voice work, or some character design consulting. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're getting a Game of Thrones video game. Of course, Martin has said this mysterious game is being developed out of Japan, and has been reported that Sekiro, Bloodborne, and Dark Souls developer From Software is working on the game. Again, probably just a rumor, which is an open world title featuring horse riding and Hidaka, I'm not going to pronounce that correctly, sorry, no disrespect, is reportedly working on the title with Martin. It remains to be seen if it's a Game of Thrones game, however. Now, maybe you bring George R.R. Martin out to discuss what it would really cost to license it. George R.R. Martin, as he stands right now, if his health holds up, has a franchise that has huge potential for licensing, especially in the video games world. You can do a Game of Thrones game really well. You can do, just like you can do a Lord of the Rings game really well. When you have From Software just recently dropping Sekiro, though, it would be interesting to see if they're so close. Now, having said that, if they're 3 years in, maybe they were just developing a run-of-the-mill medieval RTS or RPG game. But, I mean, Sekiro, I guess, isn't medieval. I don't know. I don't know if I would even want this. Definitely be an intriguing development to learn that From Software is working on a new title with the help of George R.R. Martin, even if it isn't a Game of Thrones game. It is the kind of announcement that would be huge to get Microsoft if they were to premiere at Xbox's E3 briefing, which we read in the other article is part of their plan. Even if the cat is out of the bag now, if this is even real, it's exciting to talk about. From Software's latest big release, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, which was published by Call of Duty publisher Activision. The game received well by critics, sold more than 2 million copies around the world in less than 10 days. They offer another correction. The story originally incorrectly stated that From Software's title could be a Game of Thrones game. The only suggestion is that Martin is working on. So it seems like somebody's reached out to say, hey, this isn't going to happen. It seems like if GameSpot is going to correct that, and it takes you to move a world to get a games journalist to correct anything, it's. I'm going to guess that it's probably not Game of Thrones, but it could be just the fact that it's a medieval type game, or, I don't know. You already have the Souls games. I don't know. It's fun to speculate, though. I'm sorry for everyone who was disappointed with the ending of Game of Thrones. I'm glad I jumped ship a few seasons ago, but I'm interested to hear what some of your speculation will be in the comment section down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.